So we're going to go ahead and move on. We got less than 2 hours left of training, so we got to fly through some stuff. I got about 2 hours of stuff to go through, so I'm going to fly through this. Cool. No, we're getting out of here on time, I promise. So, all right, let's do this. Go ahead and open up your manuals to page 20. Page 22 and 23. Or 20 and 21, my bad. 20 and 21. Okay? So what we're going to go ahead and do, guys, is I'm going to walk you all through a brainstorming and kind of like a list or assignment, okay? So here's how this is going to work. I mean, first off, think about it this way. If you wanted to start your, own business, what'd you say? So workout? You just make a sale or just make an appointment? Cool. Nice. So if you want to start your own business, right, I don't know, let's say you're starting a furniture store, who's going to be your first customers? Just family, friends, people that are cool with. Okay, you're going to tell everyone about it. If you wanted to become a barber, who's going to be your first customers? Yeah, family, friends, you're going to mess up your boy's hair before you mess up anyone else's, okay? And that's just, like I said, again, it's common. People usually do business with people that they know, people that they're friends with, people that they like, all right? So what we're going to go ahead and do in a second is we're going to do a brainstorming assignment of basically like anyone and everyone you could possibly show Cutco to, okay? Now, in fact, I wouldn't even say brainstorming. Like, literally, it's going to be like a brain dumping assignment. So, like, if the name pops in your head, you're going to want to put them down. Okay, so you might even think about someone like, I don't know, my ex-girlfriend or boyfriend's, family or parents, right? And you might not ever want to see that person, right? But I still want you to write them down because here's what happens. The way your mind thinks, like the way your brain works, is you might put them down, and what happens is you might think of other people who you do want to go see. Like I might put her down and be like, okay, I'm definitely not seeing her parents, but I'm actually her best friend. Their parents love me. I can totally see them. Okay. You might think about other people that you might have not already thought of. So to cut the trap, now what's our target market, guys? 30, 60, talking moms, things like that. Okay. Here's the trap that you can fall into as you work on this assignment. The trap is trying to think about like all the people that you could sell to or that would buy from you. That is the exact opposite of what you want to do here. Okay. So for a second, I know target market's max, things like that. When you take all that and clear it out of your mind, I literally want you to think of like if they're literally over 30 years old and they have a job, or if you know them and they have parents, you can put them down. Okay. So we're gonna do a timed assignment through this. I'm gonna give you guys some thought joggers as you go through. So eventually you're gonna like brain fart. You're not gonna think about anyone else. And I'll throw out some thought joggers. Just be really quiet for this exercise though. Like don't be that guy or that girl that's like, I'll be like, hey, think about people that you went to church with and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't go to church, but okay, just wait calmly to the next section. So I'll give you the next category. Cool. So we will have a contest. I'm gonna give a prize to the person that has the most. The more you get down now, the easier your assignment is gonna be later tonight. So what we'll go ahead and do is I'm gonna put on some music and we're gonna get started in 3.
Don't use your phones?
Nope, do not use your phone yet. You do not need phone numbers. However, you remember them. So if you don't know their name, you can write like John's mom, Bob's mom, or you could write like crazy lady with the red hair across the street. However you remember that. Okay. So hold on. Last question.
Like every category?
Cool. I'm gonna walk you guys through the categories we're gonna go through. Okay. So go ahead and get your pens in the air, and you can go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Okay, so go ahead and count up the total. Add that number up, circle it, and put it at the top of page 20. And okay, yeah, some people still adding. Okay, everyone got that total? Somebody wants to count? All right, cool. So if you have more than 5 down your paper, go ahead and stand up for me right now. Yeah, more than 5. All righty, congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause. Everyone has enough to be successful at the job, okay? Okay, now I do want to see who has the most here for a second. So if you have more than 50, stay standing for me. More than 50, yeah. Okay, if you have more than 75, stay standing. If you have more than 100, stay standing. Oh, is that the winner? All right, how many have?
120.
120. All right, let's give her a round of applause. Action round tomorrow. Okay. Now, for the most part, by the way, I give you guys like 15 minutes. Most of you guys, if I probably would have given you more time, or if I would have gone slower through the categories, you probably could have gotten a whole lot more, right? I'm just hopefully just trying to get the juices flowing. If I have like longer, most of the people get above 100, believe it or not. But obviously I'm just trying to fly through. So hopefully just getting the juices and the gears turned and things like that. Now, what's a lot more important than the names is the what? The phone numbers, okay? So the phone numbers specifically. So let me go ahead and walk you guys through that. So I'm going to give you guys, I'll walk you through it right now, but your assignment that you're going to have later tonight, I'm going to give you guys a couple assignments. This is the most important one, right? And the main one. Actually, what we'll do is, I'll just give you the assignments now in a second, okay? But here's what you can write down on these assignments. The assignment is going to be go ahead and get the phone numbers for the people that you have down on your list. Now, a lot of you guys already went above and beyond and did put a lot of work into that before you even came to training. Awesome. Your job's easier for tonight, okay? But you want to go ahead and get through as many people, as many numbers as you can, the people that you wrote down. Now, let me walk you guys through this to clarify, right? If you were being really unselective, you might not be able to get every single person on your list phone number. But let me kind of walk you guys through like what you want to do. So a couple of different things. Number one, for some of you guys getting those phone numbers, well, actually, let me give you the numbers first that you guys need to know, okay? So, my bad. First number that you need to know, okay? So here's the assignment. The assignment is going to be come in with 30, okay, minimum names and numbers. That's the bare minimum of where I need everyone to be at. 30 names and numbers, people you can call to schedule appointments with. Now, let me clarify here for a second. I mean, like I said, I have people that, like Diego Fernandez, he went off and ran he came from the country. He literally had been living in America for about a week and a half before he started working here from Brazil. And he came over, and this was before like the virtual program was really prominent. And he still came over. He was like one of my top 5 sales reps that summer, ended up running a branch office for the company. So regardless, even if you just moved here, you don't know anyone, you can still be successful. I'm trying to give you guys the right foundation though. So the minimum is going to be 30 names and numbers. Here's why, right? And then it's something called a 3 times rule. And basically all that means is that you need about 3 times the amount of phone numbers or people to call as the amount of appointments you want to complete in your first 10 days of the job. So if you wanted to get 10 appointments done in your first 10 days of the job, how many numbers do you need? 30, okay? Now, it's not because 20, by the way, I tell you no. It's just because the chances of getting a hold of everyone and everyone being available this week to set up an appointment with is just not very realistic. I mean, in a perfect world, if you wanted to do 10 appointments, you call 10 people, all 10 answer, and you schedule appointments with all of them like this weekend, okay? But some people are busy, some people are out of town, it's 4th of July, there's a lot of other things going on. So you want to just focus on getting more people. Like if you schedule all 30, awesome. The cool thing is though, whatever you see in your fast start, whoever you don't see, you can still see in the coming weeks afterwards. So 30 is like the bare minimum of where I need everyone to be at. Now, here's what I'll let you know too, okay? Everything is flexible here. So if for whatever reason, if you're like, Andrew, I just like moved here from out of town and I'm not from here, or you're like, Andrew, I leave here and go to my other job and work all night and in the morning and I will have like literally no time to do this, that's cool. Just make sure you talk to me before you get out of here or before tomorrow morning before you come in, and just let me know, and then I can give you some tips and help you out with it. And if you don't have to hit this assignment, no big deal, okay? What's not okay, though, is you don't just show up tomorrow and be like, oh, yeah, like I just didn't really do it, right? Or I didn't put the work in, okay? Because that's not going to fly. So, again, this is designed to help you out. Now, 30 is the base level that you want to be at, okay? Here's the number that I tried to get everyone in the training class to. So usually I get about 80 to 90% of the training group to this number. Sometimes we have a little bit less. Sometimes it's literally everyone. And it's 50, okay? So 50 is a great baseline that allows you to have like a lot of, again, the more people you have to call, the more options you have to schedule appointments. So you guys will soon find like getting the actual sales is really not that hard, right? You see enough customers, you'll sell, you'll get at least the averages, right? But, you know, if you have 50 people, it just means you can maximize your first 10 days. You'll be able to fill out like early morning slots, evening slots, afternoon slots, and be able to fill out anyone in when you want to book up appointments. Okay, so 50 is kind of where we want to get everyone to. If you want to have a 10K faster, or you just want to go for a really big first 10 days or first couple weeks in the job, or maybe you don't have a schedule availability, but you want to set up the following week when you come back into town or something, 80 to 100 is the range that I recommend for those people. Most of our people that have 10K faster usually have that amount of names and numbers to call, okay? So those are kind of like the guidelines. Questions on that initially. Okay, let me give you guys some keys on how to actually get the phone numbers. So for a lot of you, I mean, for some of the people on your list, it's going to be as simple as taking out your phone and literally looking them up in your contacts and writing them down on your sheet of paper, okay? Make sure you take the time, though, to actually put them down on a sheet of paper. Don't come in tomorrow and be like, oh, yeah, they're all in here, okay? But so take some time to put them down on paper. But for me, when I started this job, I was like 17 years old. It was before smartphones were really even a thing. I had like 45 total contacts in my entire phone and like no adults numbers. So I had to go home and sit down with like mom. And by the way, like I said, she was kind of like not really that supportive of the job originally. So I stopped by like the store, bought her a little like chocolate cake, came down, sat her down. I was like, hey mom, like I need help. You know, I want to see all these people. So they're all people I already knew, like friends and family from like church and like, you know, like sports teams and things like that. I just didn't have the phone number. So I need to get some of those from her. So you might want to take some time tonight or tomorrow morning to do that. And then the other thing is just texting friends for their parents' numbers. So you might have your friend, but you know their parents, but you just don't have their number. So you might want to just text them and reach out to them to get their parents' number before tomorrow. So when you go about doing that, by the way, it's 10-A-10, like 10% of people you reach out to, like if you're really close with them, you just be like, yo, dude, what's your mom's number? They'll just send it over to you, like no questions asked. Like, here you go. The other 10% of spectrum is like the opposite end. It's like, yo, hey man, can I get your mom's number? And they'll be like, it's like you're giving them like your social security and all of your bank account information. Like, oh my gosh, dude, I could never do that. No way. You know, whatever. Almost everyone else, 80%, most people will like ask a question or two. They're like, oh yeah, well, like what's it for? You just tell them like you just got a new job and you're working hard and you can earn a scholarship. Like, all right, cool, here you go. And most people will help you out. So specifically, if you look over to page 31 in your manual, okay, it literally walks you how to text friends for parents' numbers. If you copy and paste this and send this out to everyone, well, right? Anna Perez, she graduated from Goba this past year. She's going to Dartmouth next year. She just said copy and paste this and just send it out to a bunch of people on Facebook, and she can know like. And that helped her a lot too. So you can do that or whatever you want. But this is probably the easiest thing. Any questions on that? I'm just trying to give you guys a couple of tips, but shouldn't be anything too crazy. The more work and energy, though, you put into this assignment, the easier everything else is going. Because, like, let's say you get to this range, by the way. If you do that, I mean, even if you only see 20 of these people in your fast start, right? The cool thing is, guess what you can still do for the weeks after that? You can still see the other 60 to 80 plus people that you haven't seen yet. Right? So it just means like your first couple weeks on the job have a huge foundation. And by the time you start calling and seeing recommendations, you don't have like 100, you have like hundreds of them. So from then, it's really, the job is really awesome because then you just can pick and choose your top people, right? And then we sit you down and, you know, you can see like who loves to cook, who likes, you know, nice things, who is super nice, and, you know, who knows everyone else in town. And those are the type of people you're seeing appointments on when you have hundreds of recommendations after laying a strong foundation for yourself. So any questions, just let me know. But let's move on from here real quickly, okay? So let's go ahead and move on to page 24 in your main. Actually, before that, go back to the names list. Whoops. All right. So here's what we want to do, right? Now you want to think about who are people that you want to see. So we have something called a MAC customer, and I'll go ahead and put it up on the board here for a second. So a MAC customer, a MAC means what? Married, middle-aged, homeowner, okay? So let me kind of walk you guys through this. So your first weekend on the job, you really only want to see MAC customers, okay? And I'm going to walk you guys through kind of here why, right? Because MAC customers are the people that it's a need. Cutco is like a need, not necessarily a want. So let me explain this, right? So the first one is married. Now, I think married is ideal, but does that mean you can't show people that are divorced? No, okay, like half of America is divorced today. So with that said, what married more so means is it needs to be a family, okay? You don't want to see single adults. You don't want to see a guy living by himself or a mom living by herself, right? You want to see like a mom and kids or a husband and wife or a husband and wife and kids is like probably ideal scenario, right? Again, just generally speaking, single people don't do a lot of what? Cooking. They eat out, okay? So, and if they do cooking, it's usually like for fun, not out of necessity. So you want to see people that are married in a family, okay? The second category is age 30 to 65. Why is that important?
Because that's people who own a home or like have money to pay for cars.
Those are people that have a job. Those are people that do the most what? Cooking. Yeah, they do the most cooking too, okay? So before 30, they're usually not doing that much cooking or they don't have enough stable income to be able to like buy anything for the house. Why is above 65 not an ideal customer? Yeah, by the time you get to 65 is when everything you start downsizing. So does it mean you can't sell to grandma? No, for sure, you definitely could. But it's just not really as valuable to them. Like someone that's 70 years old, they're like cooking for a couple more years and they're downgrading and downsizing everything in their house. They're not thinking about the value of having in the last 40 years is not as valuable to them as it is to like a 40-year-old. Does that make sense to everybody? So again, doesn't mean you couldn't sell to them. Just means our target customer is really between that 30 to 65 sweet spot. Casa homeowner. Okay, this is by far the most important one on this list, right? So why, in general, would you probably want to make sure that they own a home and not someone that just like rents out of somewhere?
So they have a kitchen.
Okay, I mean, most apartments have kitchens too. Okay, what else though? What other reason? Okay, they have enough money. So more specifically too, yeah, you're on average.
They're not planning on moving.
Yeah, okay, so all those things that I was telling you guys about, like when we talk about all those big, like all the amount of money that people spend on the inside of their houses, right? People don't spend hundreds, they spend what? Thousands, okay? That applies for people that own a home. Or even if it's a condo, they own it is the point. You know what I mean? When people rent, they're not buying nice refrigerators or redoing their countertops or buying, a nice sofa or buying a nice dining room table. I mean, they're just like those people that rent are people that shop at IKEA, Target, and Walmart because they just need something to get by. And the first thing they're saving up for is to buy a house. They're not like buying long-term things. People that have 30-year mortgages and they're going to own it for a really long time, that's people that buy things, investments versus purchases, right? So you can go cheap on a purchase. Like you can be a millionaire or you can be homeless and shop at Walmart, okay? That's just called being, a lot of very wealthy people do that. It's called being frugal. Just no one really furnishes their house with that just because they know it's going to cost them more money in the long term. But again, so that's only for investments versus purchases. An investment is something that lasts longer than a year. So for in this case scenario, like I said, people that are renting are doing it year to year. They're not really thinking about like buying a nice high quality set of knives for their house, or for their kitchen. They're just thinking about trying to buy a house. Does that make sense to everybody? So again, does it mean someone in an apartment could not purchase Cutco? No, for sure they could, but it's just not really your target market because again, it's just not going to be on the top of their priority list by any means. That makes sense to everybody? Cool. So for the most part, you want to see a MAC customers. It kind of gives the analogy right here, right? It's like if you're playing basketball, do you think it's easier to shoot from the layup or shoot from the three? Probably shoot from the layup, okay? Here's the cool thing too is though, here you don't get any extra points from shooting from the three. Okay, you get the exact same amount of points every time. It's just harder. Plus, don't you think too, maybe after you've warmed up and gotten a couple of layups, maybe it's going to be a little bit easier to shoot from the three now after you got some practice? For sure, guys. So that's why you want to make sure you see your MAC customers first. And in general, you want to see your best customers first too. So what we'll go ahead and do is we're not going to have enough time to go through a label like the MACs and stuff like that on people. But what we'll do is instead, okay, if you guys want to go ahead and take out a pen, okay, and look at your customer list, and I want you to imagine we're going to Vegas, okay? We're going to Vegas, and you have to place a bet or a poker chip on your very number one customer. Like, who is your number one best customer? Who's your first easiest sale, right, or biggest sale, or whatever? It could be mom and dad. Could be, someone that you just know loves to cook and is super nice. It could be, someone that owns their own business, whatever. But who's that number one customer? Go ahead and put a star next to that person and write a number one next to them. Okay. Now, using that same mentality, I want you to go through and go ahead and label your top 5 customers. Your top 5 customers. Who are your best 5 customers? Your top 5 customers. Okay, and now using that same mentality, I want you to go ahead and go through and label your top 10. You can stop at 10. Go ahead and label your top 10 customers that you have. Okay, everyone got that? Sweet. Go ahead and flip over to pages 25 now. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do, guys, is we have about 1 hour training left. We're going to help you get your first 5 appointments before you get out of here. Okay, we're going to walk you through the schedule for your first 10 days of the job too. Okay, now when I go to the schedule, guys, I mean, I've literally had to take over an hour to go over to some people, and I've had to take 15 minutes with other training classes. Okay, so let's be the group that gets it done in 15 minutes, right? You just gotta be really, really engaged here. Here's the key. If I put it on the board, I want you to make sure you put it down in your notes. We're gonna go all this stuff one-on-one. You might have some conflictions and things like that. But if I put it on the board, just make sure you put it down on your piece of paper. Everyone on the same page with that? Cool. Give me 1 second, I'll answer your question. On page 25, okay, what we're gonna go ahead and do is start off by labeling the days. So the first day you can start with Friday. And you're going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Open it up and keep going all the way through. Cool? So first day would be Friday. And then so go ahead and go through and label all of your days. Lorenzo, you had a question?
Yeah, if my first days are going to be different than everyone else's because I leave Saturday and I don't.
That's fine. Just put in what I'm putting in, and we'll do that afterwards.
What?
Just write everything I have on the board, and then we'll go over that later. Cool. Okay. All right, everyone got that? All right, cool. So what I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you guys a couple different things that you want to have down in your notes. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to give you guys all the mandatory times that you need to be in the office. Then we'll give you any optional times. Then I'll give you your appointment times for your first weekend. You'll throw in your personal schedule that you have going on. And then that will help us calculate and kind of give you an outline for what your first 10 days will look like so you know when you can book up your appointments. Okay, so first thing first is I'll start off with doing any times that you need to be in the office, okay? So first one, right, is Friday. Tomorrow, training starts at what time?
10:30.
Okay. So 10:30. Okay. And it goes till what time?
5:30.
5:30. Cool. So you can just put day 2. 10:30 to 5:30 is day 2 on Friday. Okay, Saturday, you can put nothing there. Sunday, what is usually on Sundays? Paycheck meeting, okay. What we're going to do, though, is because you have advanced training, we don't want you coming to the office every single day. We want you to maximize your first weekend on the job. So we're going to combine like your paycheck meeting and advanced training all at the same time, all right? So you don't need to come in on Sunday. On Monday, okay, you can write down advanced training is from 10:30. Okay, to 3 on Monday, and that's advanced training 1. So we'll do your paycheck. We'll knock out like 2 birds with 1 stone then. I'm going to talk more about advanced training tomorrow. You guys are going to be really mad and really happy when you get to advanced training. I'll just show you guys tomorrow. Tuesday, okay, you don't need to put anything. And then Wednesday, okay, will be your last advanced training / your first team meeting. So same thing, we do them at the same time. So we'll do our training at the same time everyone else is in the office. That we don't have to come like multiple times, okay? So Wednesday, advanced training 2 is at 5 p.m. You can write advanced training 2 or AT2 / you put team meeting. Okay, so advanced training 2 goes from 5 o'clock to 9. And we start our team meeting right at 9. The whole entire office is in there. So we do our team meeting, and then from there we go out to team night out, which is not required, but you should go if you're not lame. Last time we went to like a soccer and played a whole like soccer tournament, like that too for World Cup theme. But we'll go out somewhere different every single time. Sometimes we play a game. Sometimes we're going to like to throw out billiards or like bowling. I don't even know. Something different every time. Cool. That is on Wednesday. Right, then we won't see you again. There's nothing Thursday, Friday, Saturday until the following Sunday, which would be your first paycheck meeting. Oh, I just messed up. Okay, my bad. All right, Wednesday is the 4th of July. So next week is the only week we are not running our team meeting on a Wednesday. So, okay, literally everything's the same except this is Thursday now. So same times, but this is going to be on Thursday the 5th. All right, from 5 to 9, and then a team meeting. Sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't do it again, but hey. So Thursday is, yep, so there's nothing on Wednesday. You're not coming in the office that day on 4th of July. Okay. Thursday is 5 to 9, and then, hold on, my question was saying? Cool. The next time we would see you is the following Sunday, okay? And the Sunday for our paycheck meeting. And so that goes from 5 to 8. It's rolling, though, so I'll explain what that means. But I just write PSP meeting. We could call it the paycheck meeting, okay? 5 to 8, so it's rolling. So you can show up you can actually come before 5 o'clock if you really want to. There's people here. But in general, everyone like usually shows up between 5 and 8 p.m. And you just leave whenever you've had a meeting, like a 15, 20-minute meeting with a manager, and then whenever you're booked up. So some people go there to make their calls, and then they leave when they're booked up. Some people just come in with their appointments already booked up, and they just have a quick meeting with the manager and get out of there. Okay, but it's rolling, so it gives you some flexibility. So if you got other stuff going on Sunday, you can just plan around and like come in wherever works most convenient for you. Cool.
What does PCP stand for again?
PSP stands for paycheck, schedules, phone jam.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll talk about that here in a second, right? Everyone's got that stuff down? All right, we need to move on here real quickly. So the next thing that I'll do is I'll give you guys any optional times that you can come into the office for additional training. And do you have any other markers? Like a red one, maybe? Cool. So the first one I'll put in, okay, is tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Okay, it's something I'm called our HFW. That stands for High Flyer Workshop. Cool. That is at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Now, that is optional. It's an invitation, not an obligation. Now, I run a lot of meetings every single week as a district manager for this office. The meeting and workshop that I run tomorrow from 9:30 to 10:30 is hands down by far the most important workshop that I run on a weekly basis, okay? So if you are looking to have a $10,000 plus, $15,000, $20,000, $20,000 plus faster or sell that much in your first 10 days, you definitely want to be at that workshop tomorrow. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that without being there, okay? Now, if you maybe don't have like the schedule allowance to do that, like you're like, Andrew, I got a lot of stuff going on, I definitely can't do that, but you just want to learn how to sell at a high level, I recommend being at there. If you don't even care about any of that stuff, you just want to learn how to sell like some of the 2 larger sets, right? Or sell like the Coco Kitchen, you will also want to make sure that you're at that meeting. We'll show you guys how to do that stuff as well, okay? It's an invitation, not an obligation. So if you want to be there, show up 9:30, okay? Otherwise, we start the normal training at 10:30, so just make sure you're here by that time. Cool? That's the first thing you guys have down. Another optional thing that you guys want to know is our Champions Club, okay? And Champions Club happens Monday morning through Friday, so maybe if you write at the bottom of your paper or the top of your paper, but I would just write down CC for Champions Club, okay? And that is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Okay? That's every Monday through Friday. In those meetings and workshops, I'll talk about it more tomorrow if you're here for that meeting. If you're not here for that meeting, I can doubt you're coming to these. So that's why I'll just explain it more to that. But Champions Club is an opportunity for you guys to get some extra coaching, extra training. You get one-on-one time with like myself or Eddie or one of our other managers, and you're able to learn the different skills each day that will help you, especially without your first 10 days, kind of shorten that learning curve, getting that coaching in, and also helping you get your appointments booked up, okay? That is Monday through Friday, okay? The only other thing that you need to know is the SLDM, Sales Leadership and Development Meeting, is on Tuesday. So I'll kind of just put it here so you're aware of that. You don't need to write down it's 12 to 4, but I'll just put it right here so you guys know. But a couple of y'all will definitely be invited to that meeting, okay? So, okay. Oh, it's on this week? Not this week. Oops. All right, cool. Then it's on this week, okay? So, so we're doing that. So there's one more, I guess, for the summer, and it's the following Tuesday. Same thing. I'll give you guys some more information on that after there. Cool. All right. Last few things that you guys want to do. Everyone's got that stuff down? Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and give you all of your appointment times that you could do in your first weekend, right? So we're going to fly through this for a second. So the first time that you can put down your schedule, okay, the first appointment that you'll do is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Okay, and I put a little A right there for appointment. So I would put like just an A with a circle around it next to any number that I write on the board. Okay. Rob and Eddie, if you guys can walk around, see if anyone needs help. Okay. So 6:30, right? The next appointment slot you're gonna put is 8:30. So for your first weekend, guys, you want to space them at least 2 hours apart. Okay, 2 hours apart. Here's the reason. Your appointment's probably only going to take 45 minutes to an hour, but you want to make sure that you're not like rushing through it, right? Because you're going to get recommendations for the first time. First time you write up an order, it might take you a little bit longer to get the hang of it. So you don't want to just be running late from every single appointment because it'll stress you out and it will keep going. So 2 hours for your first weekend. After your first weekend, you'll have a better idea of like how many it takes you, okay? So, and then what I would write down at the bottom of that, it says 9:30 south side, but you can do it 10:30. Okay, so I'd add that to the bottom. You can do it 10:30 p.m. And that would be your third appointment. Okay, so I had 10:30 right there. Now, again, that's a later appointment. That's going to be like someone like mom, dad, or your uncle that already stays up late. That's not like your average normal day customers, but some people actually prefer later evenings than others, okay? But that's going to be like, there's like 10 to 20% of people that will want that time, all right? Saturday morning, okay, you can start off, you can write down your first appointment. I would do it at your first one at 8. Okay, and then you can space them out. Just go ahead and put an A next to every other time, 2 hours apart. So 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, Sunday, you do the same thing and start at 9 on Sunday. So you do 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. You want to do 11, that's a bonus. You have it available. Okay. Then you can do an 8 a.m. would be the latest you want to do on a Monday morning, so you're not late to advanced training. So you could do an 8 a.m. on Monday. And then after advanced training, I will put down 3:30, 5:30, 7:30, 9:30. Cool. All right. Everyone's got all this down? Okay, here's the next thing you're going to go ahead and do. Is now you want to go ahead and put your personal stuff into your schedule, okay? Now, let me preface this, by the way. You want to maximize your first 10 days. So let me give you an example. If you go to church every single Sunday, like you never miss church, it's like, hey, Andrew, I always go, I don't miss church, then, like, go to church or something. If, like, you sometimes go to church, like, when you feel like it, and then, like, other weeks you just don't even go, okay, then I might not go this Sunday so I can maximize my appointments that I can complete in my first weekend on the job, okay? So kind of using that in mind, go ahead and put down whatever you got going on your personal schedule. It's 10, 8, 10. Some of you guys have literally nothing to put down. You know, other of you guys have like a crazy schedule or you're going out of town all weekend long. Most people will have 1 or 2 small things to throw in. And then, you know, after that, you'll be mostly good. Okay, just take a second to go ahead and put whatever that might be. Okay, has everyone got that set down? Okay, I'm about to erase the board. Everyone got it down? Going once, going twice. All right. All right. Now, what I need you to go ahead and do is you're going to calculate the total number of available appointments you have for your first weekend, okay? So if you have, like, meaning, like, minus your personal stuff, how many total available slots would you have, okay? That does not necessarily mean how many you would do, which is how many available slots do you have. So, like, if you had literally nothing going on from Friday to Monday, I think your number would be 25, okay, off the top of my head. If you can't do the first 2 appointments right out of training on Friday, your number would be 23, okay? If everything else is available. So go ahead and add up the total number from Friday to Monday at midnight, okay? And count up the total number of available slots that you have, and then put that number at the top of your page 24, or 25, excuse me. Okay?
No, I'm having Saturday through the 8th. I'm out of town for a while.
Okay, so go ahead and calculate total number of slots or availabilities that you have. Okay, everyone got those numbers? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go down the list and ask you to shout out those numbers, right? Whatever number you have down on your paper. And then I'm going to go back and ask you for another number, okay, after that. So first number we'll start off with, okay, Talia, what are you? Yeah, what number? Anthony?
12.
Okay, Ashley?
20.
Naomi?
21.
Santi?
18.
Dimitri?
17.
Daniel?
21.
Sam?
Oh, 6.
Okay, Max?
19.
Kat?
21.
Nacho?
12.
Jonathan?
16.
Cool. Raphael?
18.
Lisa?
21.
Juan?
18.
Cool. Lorenzo?
0.
All right.
Actually, I have 2. I have 2 on Friday.
Andrea?
20.
Angel?
17.
Cool. All right. Here's the next number that I need, okay? The next number you're going to give me is your appointment goal for your first weekend, okay? Meaning, for most of you all, your goal will probably be like the exact same number as however many you have available. If you've got like 24 slots available, I mean, maybe your goal is only like, 17 or 18, for your first weekend. But so go ahead and down a list and go ahead and you're going to give me your appointment goal for that time. We'll start with Talia.
20.
Cool. Anthony.
8.
Okay, Ashley.
18.
Naomi.
18.
Santi.
16.
Dimitri.
15.
Daniel.
18.
Sam.
6.
Max.
12.
Kat.
18.
Nacho.
15.
Jonathan.
16.
Raphael.
13.
Lisa.
18.
Juan.
15.
Lorenzo.
1.
Andrea.
15.
Angel.
15.
Cool. All right. Now what we're going to know how to do is flip open your manuals to page 23. Okay. We're going to fly through this stuff real quickly. Rob, could you cut off half sheets for me? Eddie will know what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm going to speed through this stuff real quickly. Are you guys cool if I just walk through the most important tips on the phone? Cool.
Yes.
All right. Okay, here's the first thing you need to do, okay? It's the first, it says your success during your first weekend with Becca will be determined by quantity of MAC each of 3 appointments. It's numbers gained. More MAC equals more sales, okay? See your best customers first, your top 5 customers, okay? So go ahead and flip back over for a second to page 25, okay? So on Friday, that 6:30 and 8:30 slot that you have, okay? I want you to go ahead and put a money sign next to both of those ones, okay? I put like down 2 money signs next to your 6:30 and your 8:30, okay, on Friday. So here's what you want to do, right? You want to see your top, okay, your top 5 customers your first weekend. Okay, you want to see your best customers first. Specifically, your first 2 appointments out of training, I would make your number 1 and your number 2 customer. Okay, so here's the guidelines. You want your first 2 on your top 2 customers on Friday. You want to get your top 5 in before Monday, ideally before advanced training, but try to get them before Monday at midnight. Okay, and then you want to get your top 10 in just somewhere along your first 10 days of the job. Again, you want to see your best 5 customers. Now, I mentioned earlier, guys, I didn't really get the best training, so like no one really walked me through this. So in my mind, I was like, all right, dude, I want to see my uncle. Like my uncle was like the one person in my family who was like kind of like an upper echelon dude. He was like the most successful guy in our family. I wanted, I was like, oh, I'm going to save him till the end because that way I get some more practice and experience. And I thought I was going to sell more or something. I might have sold, maybe an extra $100 or so in that appointment. But what happened is he ended up recommending me to 15 people. From those 15, I saw 8 of them, and I sold over $9,000 just to those 8 people alone. Okay, so the thing is, I could have seen all those people if I would have got recommended to them in my first weekend. I could have seen all those in my fast start, my first 10 days of the job, and would have had all those count. But unfortunately, I waited for the second weekend too. So you want to see your best customers first, number 1, because again, that initial confidence, like when you get your best sales, it's going to help a ton, and it's going to lead you to all your other ones for sure. Second thing is you also get your best from your best customers. You get your best what? Recommendations. Yeah, exactly. So you want to see those. You want to get those as fast as possible because some of the people you have on your initial list, that you might have trouble getting some of the phone numbers for, you'll actually end up getting recommended to some of those people that you have down on your list that you have the names, but you don't have the numbers for too. So that's another thing too, okay? So, but you want to see top 5 customers first. You can flip back over to page 23, okay? So a couple quick tips, right? Don't overemphasize Cutco on the phone. When you're calling, you're just trying to schedule an appointment. You don't need to like tell them or sell them on the knives or do any of that stuff. Like I always have someone be like, yeah, Miss Jones, like they got thermal resin and high carbon stainless steel. Like I'm like, what? You don't even need to tell them any of that. Okay, you just need to schedule the appointment. None of that really matters. You know, just schedule the appointment. Okay. Second thing is speak to directly who you want to schedule, which would be who. The wife, okay, the mom, right? Specifically the mom in the house. Because does anyone have an idea why? Okay, yeah, they're the target customer, right? But also they're usually the ones that know the schedule of the household. Like I literally called my uncle my first weekend. He's like, yeah, we're super busy. We can't see this weekend, man. Or he's like, I'm not really sure what's going on. Got home and mom's like, really? They told you that? She's like, did you talk to your aunt? And I was like, no. And she's like, call your aunt. And I'm like, all right, cool. Call her. She's like, yeah, we're not doing anything. Like, when do you want to come over? And then sure enough, Saturday afternoon, I walked over there. My uncle's sitting there smoking a cigar, doing nothing, you know, just chilling. So talk to the wife. They know the schedule of the house. Don't text to set up appointments. This is important. I realize that for most of your, first 5 to 10 customers, y'all could probably just text them and, or have like a 5-second conversation with them to schedule the appointment. Okay, you want to avoid that though, because you want to create that habits, practice the scripted call. Also, when you text, I found that almost every time someone will try to text to set up all their appointments for their first weekend, and they'll get a lot booked up, but they'll leave training with like 15 appointments, and they'll get like 3 of them done because they all cancel and reschedule on them because you didn't call them and firm it up. So you want to make sure you call. That's even worse when you have all these appointments and then you plan on working the whole weekend, and then you just have to sit at home with your hands crossed because all your appointments get canceled, right? Last one is so speak with the wife on the phone. So here's one you guys can read. Stress the fact that it's not a question of buying or selling. Many people will tell you, you can come over, but I'm not going to buy anything. Respond by saying, that's okay. I get paid anyway, and I just need as many appointments as possible, okay? When a customer says you can come over, but I'm not going to buy anything, who are they saying that for? You or for them? Yeah, okay. Who are the types of people that usually say that stuff? Yeah, the ones that buy the most, okay, almost every single time. Like this is like those are the same people that say like, all right, I'm going to the mall, but I'm not going to get anything. And then they come back with like 6 bags. And it's like, oh, it's on sale, okay. So there's the same people that are like, okay, I'm letting you come over, but like I'm not buying anything. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. It's like, all right, yeah, no problem, Miss Jones. Like you don't have to get anything at all. I get credit just to show it to you. Cool. All right, next one is always give a choice of 2 times. So you're saying, hey, Miss Jones, what time's better for you? Like Friday or Saturday? Or 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, or what day is better? It's Friday or Saturday. This is very, very important. This is a psychological thing, okay? But people are natural procrastinators, meaning that, like, in general, if you just ask someone, hey, when are you free this weekend? They're like, oh, I can totally do an appointment. Let me give you a call back after I check my schedule. You're going to get that every single time. Because think about it this way. If someone's like, hey, Andrew, when are you available this weekend? I'm like, or can you do an appointment? I'm like, sure. When do you want to do it? And they're like, oh, when are you available? I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe not tonight's probably not a good idea. I could maybe do it tomorrow after training, but I'm probably going to be busy. Saturday morning could work well. I just don't know what my plans are yet. Maybe Sunday would be better. I don't know. Let me just give you a call back. Can I check my schedule and let you know? All right, great. They usually don't follow up with you and let you know, right? So if you offer 2 times, though, someone's like, hey, Andrew, can you do Saturday morning at 10 a.m. or Friday at 5? I'm like, well, I'm here at training Friday at 5, so yeah, Saturday at 10, I can do that. All right, I'm penciling you in. Does that make sense to everybody? 2 times is a lot easier for customers to make a decision. If you don't offer 2 times, you're going to get a lot of people that's just like, yeah, but call me back or come back later, give me a ring later today. Set up a specific time, okay? You want it to be, it's a professional appointment. You should not have to call them ahead of time to confirm. You shouldn't have to text them. Like, once you schedule the appointment, they should know, hey, he's coming over at this time or she's coming over at this time, and I'm going to be ready and ready to roll. This is really important with family members that sometimes like won't take it seriously. They'll be like, oh, yeah, we're here all Friday. Just come over whenever, right? Like you want to make sure like, hey, Michelle, are you definitely going to be there at 5 o'clock? Because that's exactly when I'm coming over. Because they don't realize that they have like appointments after that and before that. So they'll just assume like you're just coming over like randomly in the day to do an appointment, and they like won't be there when you show up, right? Or they'll like just rearrange things. So you want to make sure it's a set in stone time. Second thing is you don't want to ever have to text or call ahead of time the day of. right? Doing that, by the way, calling and texting it the day of to confirm is like you're basically calling the customer to double check on whether or not they want to cancel on you. It's like, hey, Ms. Jones, I know we agreed to an appointment at 3 o'clock today, but I just want to call to see if you didn't want to cancel on me. Oh, you did? All right, gotcha. Okay, so calling just kind of gives them an out. Most people won't go out of their way to cancel or reschedule on you, but if you text them and they're having a busy day and they're not like, oh, I'm not going to cancel this appointment, but if you're texting like, hey, are we still on for today? They're going to be like, oh, actually, I'm like super busy. Can we do it another time? Right? And they're always going to just keep pushing it off. Again, people are natural procrastinators. Doesn't mean they don't want to do it or won't help you out. People are just going to blow it off as long as possible. Okay? So set up a specific time, 2 hours apart. Not everyone will answer their phone. So usually it's about 5 phone calls per appointment that you book. You'll call 5 people. 3 of them won't answer. 2 of them will answer. One's like out of town or busy, and you schedule an appointment with 1 of them. Okay, so if you want to make 5 appointments, you guys usually make about 25 calls. Sometimes you get lucky though. Sometimes you can call 5 people and all 5 answer. You schedule all 5. So don't leave a message. Text them if they don't answer, and just tell them to call you back. Cutco owners are great people to see. Call in waves. Okay, so that's why we're going to help you get your first 5 appointments right now before you leave the office. You can have some time later tonight to get another 5, 10, or tomorrow morning before you come in, and then tomorrow we'll help you get the last few to help you hit your goal. Before you finish up. We'll get a hold of different people at different times during the day. Last few things is urgency and importance, right? Just you always have a deadline and you always have a goal that you're trying to hit. So flip over to page 24. Okay. We're going to role play through this super quickly. So this is the phone approach. It's very, very, very easy. Okay. Let me walk you through it. Who can, Andrea, can I book an appointment with you?
Sure.
Cool. Awesome. Hi, Ms. Jones. This is Andrew Evans calling. How are you?
I'm well, and you?
Good, good. How's Jimmy doing? I heard he just broke his arm.
He's good. He's getting better.
Cool. He's not dead?
No.
All right, sweet. Awesome. And, well, Ms. Jones, well, the reason I'm calling is because I just started a great new job showing Cutco. As part of my initial training, I'm required to put on some training appointments. So you don't have to get anything because I get paid just to show it to you. But I wanted to do 18 appointments before this Monday to hit my goal. So I wanted to know if I could stop by sometime Friday at 6:30 or Saturday morning at 8 a.m. work better for you.
Saturday at 8 a.m.
Saturday at 8 a.m. works? All right, awesome, Ms. Jones. Great. Thanks a lot. This really helps me out. Now, do you have a pen?
Yes.
Okay, could you put in your planner that I'll be there Saturday at 8?
Okay.
All right, cool. And then you also want to write down my confirmation number in case my boss calls. It's 3089.
3089.
And then can I get quick directions to your house?
Yes. So take a left.
Okay, take a left and then take a right. Awesome, got it. Now, this appointment is really important to me, Jones. I'm counting on to keep my schedule booked. If something comes up and you have to reschedule, I won't get paid for this time slot. Sure, you're sure this time definitely works?
I'm sure.
Awesome. One last thing. Do you have a penny?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome, Ms. Jones. Could you go ahead and put that in the fridge for me?
Yes, I will.
All right, I know it sounds super weird. It's a surprise. I'll show you when I get there, okay?
I'm excited to see your surprise.
All right, awesome, Ms. Jones. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to our demo. Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Awesome. Let's give Andrea a round of applause. Okay. So let me walk you through a couple of things. It's very, very easy to schedule an actual appointment. You just got to read the script, okay? Now, by the way, the first time you read a script, has anyone ever read a script before? Okay. You're going to feel weird the first couple of times you do it. Now, I promise you, you might feel weird, but you sound a whole lot worse when you try not doing it, okay? Even if you feel less weird, you sound terrible. Trust me, I've been doing this long enough, right? In fact, to give you guys an example, the first time I did it, it was so bad. I called my grandma, and I go, "Hi, Grandma, this is Andrew calling. Build report catch." Oh, I literally said it on the phone, and I was like, and she just stopped. She's like, "Andrew?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "Are you like reading a script right now?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And she goes, and there's like about 6 to 7 awkward seconds of silence. She's like, "Are you gonna finish?" And I was like, "Oh yeah. Let me finish, right?" And then I ended up booking an appointment. But even then, your family, the first people you're calling are definitely gonna know. But get the practice in now, so you feel more comfortable at the time you start calling people you're not as cool with. So really, just you book the appointment, have them write down the information. Okay, here's what you need to add to this. So write down confirmation number in case my boss calls. Okay, in case my boss calls. Now, are we really gonna call? Probably not. But this is more so for you and less for us because a lot of your customers probably won't take you seriously. when you're calling them. So this helps it kind of firm it up, and it's like, hey, by the way, my boss could call, so this is like actually serious. They're like, oh, like half the time they're like, oh, okay, me. All right, your boss can go. All right, I got you. Okay, and they'll help you out with that. Get directions, and then at the end, we're saying, so you're sure this time definitely works? Okay, right next to there, put a star and write down penny in the fridge. Okay, penny in the fridge. Let me explain this in a second. Okay, penny in the fridge. Now, I know you're all probably wondering, Andrew, does putting the penny in the fridge make it cold? Well, what are we going to do when we get there? We're going to do what to that penny? Got it, okay? No, putting it in the fridge does not make it easier to cut, nor does it affect it, or have any relevancy to anything at all, okay? It is literally just weird enough that people, like, remember it and are more curious for your appointment, so you get way less cancellations and reschedules statistically, okay? That's really it. And they see the appointment, they see the penny when they, open the fridge and stuff like that, too. So bottom line is, you just want to do it. You'll get less cancellations and reschedules, right? Now, who can book up a practice appointment with me real quickly? Anyone? Who wants to do it? I'll be Miss Jones. All right, let's do it. Lorenzo, call me. I'll be Miss Jones, right?
Hi, Miss Jones. This is Lorenzo.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? How's Jimmy?
He's good. He broke his arm.
He's not dead?
Not yet.
Okay, well, the reason I'm calling is because I just started a great new job showing Cutco.
How nice.
As part of my training, I'm required to put on some initial training appointments. You don't have to buy anything because I just get paid to show it.
Great.
And I want to do 10 appointments by Monday to hit my goal. So I want to know if I could stop by on Saturday at 10, or would Sunday be better for you?
Saturday at 10 works great.
Great, Ms. Jones. Thanks a lot. This really helps me out. Do you have a pen?
Yeah, let me grab it.
Yeah, can you put that in your planner? Can you put that in your...
All right, I got it now.
Could you put that in your planner that I will be there on Sunday at 10?
Okay, that sounds great.
And my confirmation number is 6969 in case my boss calls.
All right, thank you so much. All right.
Also, can you give me directions to your
Yeah,
house?
we live at the corner of a drive and way.
Okay, well, this appointment is really important to me, and I'm counting on it to keep my schedule booked. If something comes up and you have to reschedule, I won't get paid for this time slot. So are you sure this time definitely works?
Yeah, for sure.
Also, Ms. Jones, do you happen to have a penny on you?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, can you put that in the fridge for me?
Super sketch.
Please, Ms. Jones.
All right, I got you.
All right, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to our demo.
All right, let's give a round of applause. Now, all right, they could ask you some questions, okay? All the questions are already there, built in for you, okay? So you say, what is Cutco? Cutco is a high-quality line of kitchen. It's like, I'm not going to read them all because we're short on time, but it's literally all the same, okay? Here's what you need to do. Flip open, close your manual for a second, and go to the back of your manual. Go to the very back page. I'm going to give you some quick assignments. We're going to teach you what a phone jam is, how to phone jam. We're going to get your first few appointments and get you out of here, okay? So first thing, day one assignment. What was the first assignment I gave you all?
Numbers.
Yep, names and numbers. That is by far your most important assignment, okay? At least 30. Talk to me if there's any reason you don't think you'll be able to get to that level. And then, of course, try to shoot for those 50, 80, 100 higher levels if you can. Cool. Second assignment is to review the manual. Keyword being review. Okay, if you come in tomorrow and you're like, yeah, Andrew, I memorized the whole entire thing, I'm just going to laugh at you because you spent all the time working on that when you should have probably spent more time working on what?
Numbers.
Yeah, exactly, getting more numbers, okay? Third thing is bring in pennies tomorrow. I always have someone that forgets. Bring in pennies tomorrow, okay? You only just need a couple. We're going to teach you how to cut some pennies. And then the last thing is just dress well tomorrow. We're going to take a photo, your graduation photo, so you're going to make sure you look sharp. Cool. What we're going to go ahead and do is flip back over to page 24. Okay, we're going to teach you how to phone jam, what a phone jam is, get your first few appointments, and get you out of here, okay? So what's going to happen is you want to call the easiest person first, whoever's the easiest to schedule. We're going to scale these out on the board, okay? Whenever you book up an appointment, what's going to happen is you're going to stand up. So everyone stand up for me real quick. Okay? You're going to stand up. You're going to put your right hand in the air. You're going to pull it down, and you're going to say cha-ching. Okay, and everyone else is going to respond by saying Silver Cup. Okay, Silver Cup is what we win with the #1 office in the country each year. every single demo we book this summer gets us one step closer to that goal, okay? So, boom, I just booked up my first appointment. Cha-ching, and everyone else responds with
Silver Cup.
All right, let's try that one more time. It sounds like we actually want to win a Silver Cup, right? Let's have it. All right, boom, Lorenzo, you just booked up your first appointment.
Cha-ching.
Silver Cup.
Cool, there you guys go. You get the idea, okay? You guys have a seat for a second, all right? Once you book that, Eddie will be at the front. He'll say, hey, top 5, and you'll hold up like a thumbs up if it's your top 5. If not, you know, you can do whatever, right? Now, we're going to get some raffle tickets tomorrow, so the first person to schedule an appointment, I'm going to give 3 entries into the raffle, but I got to hear you say the whole thing. You can't be like, all right, Mom, Friday 5. Okay, cool, hang up, okay? You actually have to go through the whole entire thing. We're going to put you on the board. We're going to cross you out. Once you get your first 5 appointments, if you want to get more, you can, but as soon as you get your first 5, just come to the front. We'll give you a quick sheet, check in or check out with me or Eddie, and we'll get you guys out of here, cool? So what we're going to go ahead and do is you guys can disperse throughout this room, right? If you want to grab some desks, if you want to set up 2 chairs or whatever in your own desk or whatnot, y'all can do that. And we want to get you the easiest appointment first. So whoever's the first and easiest to schedule, I'll give you guys a second to go ahead and spread out if you want to, or you can stay in your seat, whatever you want, right? I'll give you guys like 30 seconds. Give me 1 second before the question. And all right, you guys get the first number. Get out whoever you're going to call first. Whoever is the easiest. Okay, I would say the easiest appointment first. Get out whichever number you're going to dial. If you want to punch it in, get a head start, you can. And we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Yeah, if you want to spread out, you can. With your chairs. When do you come back? All right, cool. Well, let's go over it. When do you? Hey, did you grab my blue marker? When do you leave on Friday? Okay. Did you get at least like 2 appointments in before you leave? 5:30. So your first one will be at 6:30. When do you leave? Or where are you going? Okay. Could you just get your 6:30 booked up tomorrow, or tonight, right now? Just get that 6:30 appointment booked up, and then we can go to your schedule and stuff tomorrow. Figure it out. So just get 1 appointment. You do. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take your electronic copy tomorrow. You can use my office. You want to take Boom, you got one. Nice job. Silver Cup. Is that it? Silver Cup. I didn't write. Cool. I think your name's not even on the board.
Yeah, you didn't write it, but you didn't interrupt me.
All right, cool. Let me,
Silver Cup.
Nicole, do you know what those 2 numbers are?
Yeah, my goal.
Okay, cool. Same thing, Kyle. We didn't put your name on the board either. Silver Cup. And do you know what your goal is?
Yeah, 2, because I'm leaving to Europe Saturday morning.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. How long are you here for?
A month.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna talk to Eduardo about
Alright,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
As soon as I
Yeah,
get one.
dude. So when I come
Cool, yeah,
back
let's go.
in August,
You just
I'm
gotta
gonna
say
come
change.
to the office.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Get you all set up. Where are you?
Because like I'm not to get to work.
He's getting a pen.
You know?
Yeah, just stay in touch.
And also another
Cha-ching!
question.
Silver Cup.
Since I live in Boston, would I be able to
And
like what I do?
now, I want to go over your schedule.
Yeah.
So you leave on Saturday, right?
Yeah, you get it at a discount. So you can buy my great and I got this there.
I have to start packing.
Silver Cup! Silver
Do you think that you
Silver
should back
Cup!
in tonight so you can just get one more punch
You guys like
fried before you leave out of town?
like
You're- I'm gonna- I have
actually buy it.
No.
You're gonna probably want to put this feeling on
Yeah.
Italian contest. So yeah, you're probably gonna want. I would suggest you get at least 2 months out of town. Plus, you don't want to go through like the whole entire
You guys will
training.
talk
Just
more.
don't have like one month.
Yeah, we'll cover
Yeah.
You want to go through like I try to get at least 2 in. So do you think there's a way you can squeeze the second one in there or get some packing done? Like
It would
right
actually be like really perfect.
Yeah, that could be one.
Silver Cup!
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you know what I'm talking about.
I think yeah.
No, it's my dad.
Is it you got another one? You have two. Silver Cup! Silver Cup! Silver Cup!
Well, great.
Silver Cup! You need the third one? Can I hear it? Silver Cup! Silver Cup!
All right, great. Thanks a lot. This really helped me out. This appointment went to me, and I'm counting on this.
Silver Cup! Silver Cup! Silver Cup! Silver Cup!
I'm sure this
I have to.
time. Okay.
Cats are you guys doing this job?
Silver Cup!
Up heading.
Two.
Can you do me a favor with that fridge? Just put it in the fridge. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to it. No, it's my throwback number. 0.
Cha-ching! Silver Cup! Silver Cup!
Put out name, ignore this when you come back.
Silver Cup!
Okay, cool. So you're not even. So you still have that second half of that. Oh wait, did they not? Where do you go down to?
I'm going on Saturday.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So always have to get you all kind of set up when you come back. So we'll do just put your goal. I mean, you're gonna start the process out. So I'm gonna do just right now Friday to. And also, yeah, that's cool. We'll get you some. I'll put it down. Yeah. Put your name right out. All right.
Super cut.
We're gonna do this. I would say that. Why do you have first one yet?
Super cut. Super cut.
One, two, three, right there.
Yeah. So it's a first one required to come on. No, I can't.
Cha-ching!
Super cut.
So are you going to go to have that workshop tomorrow?
Yeah, that's the one that's
Yeah. All right, for sure, man. Well, you're good to go. I will see you in the mañana. Name cell, you can ignore this line, circle one of the three, and then pick it down.
So you got your 5?
I'm not
Super cut. Super cut. Super cut. Super cut. Super cut.
You're coming to High Fly Workshop tomorrow, right?
Wait, what's one is that one? What is it?
The one that's like
9:30? Oh no, I can't. How about that's the point?
You can come to Jamie's Club Monday morning.
Super cut. Super cut. Super cut.
See if you get how many you got so far. See if you get like at least one more before we get you out of here. My phone just died.
So, I'll grab you a charger.
All right, gonna do name, phone number.
Rob, grab my charger. My charger.
And each right down.
Already got.
Let me get you a name.
I already got this for sure.
You can go to there. That's me. Put your name down.
I need to get another 3.
Nope. Daddy. I'll put a question for you too.
Okay. So, you're coming tomorrow morning for the high fire workshop, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Other than that, I'll get you guys. Did you get a sign out?
Silver cup. Silver cup.
Got one so far? Yeah, you got like one or two more. Oh yeah.
Silver cup.
So you have it. Okay, cool. And you right now this one. Sign out. Name, whatever. Circle one of these.
Or you can keep, hustling.
You don't even really have to go up. That's right.
Yeah, you can go to that.
And then other than that, you guys are good to go. Yeah, me too, man. Looking forward to it.
Wait, I saw the number that
Of course, you guys ignored it.
Oh, it's yours. Wait, did you get five?
I got 2.
Yeah, get 5.
I got two.
You got it.
I got another
Let's get you guys to your first spot at least.
You got get 5. Get 5.
I have to get a five.
5.
You're not answering.
You get that.
High five those up. It was a pretty long day for you. We'll get you all set up.
And when I can get to
Where do you
No, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, our job is only
so you're coming from my
I'm also changing my number.
Silver cup. Silver cup. Silver cup. That who's the other cat?
Eddie Ching.
Silver cup. Name, self. You can ignore this one. Silver cup and silver cup. Pick one of the 3 and then
So I have single variables like they're going to say yes, but they're not answering.
Okay. Do you how many did you have on your list, by the way?
This one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I have to call them.
You can have it
Yeah.
more.
So, you use that last one? So name, cell, ignore this line, and then circle one of the 3.
Are these
Yeah, demo. Cool. Do you think you can just try and run through a few more just so you can get to the last 3, and then you can head out?
Can I use that book?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Oh, and I still have
Are these in
Eddie, but no one else, none of my other.
Silver cut.
puedo hacer una presentación, yo puedo hacer una presentación.
Oh yeah, no, either way too. Yeah, I have to sit down.
So you can put like 2 here
El
for.
sábado,
Not too much. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
So total amount of
okay, I have
You got 5.
yeah, because I have family members coming tomorrow to my house and like.
You got 5. Yeah.
So name and self. You can ignore this line, circle one of the 3, and then put your demo goal for each day.
Okay.
Silver cup. Silver cup.
Alright, so. Anyway, yeah, Alright, so and you're coming in tomorrow morning for the high flyer, right?
What?
The high flyer workshop.
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah, but this one is the point. This is one.
Fine, whatever.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you don't want to do
All right. Bye. All right. Ka-ching.
it. Silver cup. Hey, it's cha-ching, not catching.
That was your fifth one, right?
Yeah, that was my fifth one.
Hey, National, you're great.
All right, Max. So, name, cell number. You can ignore this line, circle one of the three, and then put your demo goal for each day.
Gotta be a way to stop this war, it's losing war. How do we forget fighting for? There's not enough wind in Chicago. There's not enough wind in Chicago. I need you in the morning.
All right. We're actually one maybe. Cool. I've got this. Or well, I realistically like two.
You got this.
Just this one.
So actually, you got 4, 6.
Yeah.
So what if you have anything going on after that?
Yeah.
Okay. So last thing I did, that circle one of these things.
Oh man.